Sa unang bahagi ng talata, nakalagay, at nalalaman nating naparito ang anak ng Diyos. Yan. Yan ang tanong. Yung bang naparito ay ang ama o ang anak? Sagot.
Ang anak.
Ang anak. Ayon. Sunod, batay din sa talata. Binigyan niya tayo ng pangunawa. Ano binigay?
Ang unawa.
Sunod na tanong. Upang makilala natin ang tunay na Diyos.
Upang makilala natin ang tunay na Diyos.
This is the fact. This 1 John 5 verse 20 is ambiguous. It cannot be denied in every nations. There are ambiguity in such statement. You can only know, or be sure of the exact message, if you ask the writer or the speaker, or if there are other writings, or matters which can be a basis for the ambiguous statement. The ambiguity of such statement there are three aspects. Number 1, the entire ambiguity could not be applied. Number 2, the entire ambiguity could be applied. Number 3, only such parts or parts could be applied. In this 1 John 5 verse 19 to 20, since there are no verse that could be a basis in this chapter, if what is really the true message of this John's verses, so since John can't be asked anymore, we have just to ignore this, as indeed Peter said, Paul has many writings that are hard to understand and could lead to destruction, so this matter occurs also with this John statements. But it doesn't mean Apostle John is in error, it may be as just clerical error, or when was translated was being misinterpreted. These are the possible interpretation of 1 John 5 verse 19 to 20. We know also that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding, so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true by being in his Son Jesus Christ. He is the true God and eternal life. Number 1, it's so understood that Jesus come, so that we may know him who is true. This word so that we may know him who is true, this word is ambiguous, as it is either the words the true was being referred to Jesus himself or to the God. The words and we are in him who is true by being in his Son Jesus Christ. Could be understood that the true is the God, as we are in him was because of Jesus, which means Emmanuel the God is with us. So with this, the words he is the true God and eternal life is being referred to the God. Although the word his was capitalized maybe, because as it started as the beginning of the sentence, but since the word him was not capitalized, and there is a verse 19, so the word so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true by being in his Son Jesus Christ could be understood that the true is Jesus, that it arrives Jesus will make himself known, that we are in the true, because of Jesus himself. As the word his is being referred to verse 19. The point mark at the end of in his Son Jesus Christ cannot be directly as a basis that the word he is the true God and eternal life is being referred to Jesus or to God. If the point mark was being made at comma since the words he was capitalized, so we could know that the words the true God and eternal life is not being referred to Jesus, but if the he was not capitalized, it is more to be understood that the words the true God and eternal life was being referred to Jesus. If just the verse 19 was not written, then the word so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true by being in his Son Jesus Christ. It's more as being referred to Jesus, but since there is verse 19, it is more to be understood that the capitalized word he is the true God and eternal life was being referred to verse 19. Since the word him was not capitalized, it could either be referred to God or to Jesus. The fact this 1 John 5 verse 20 is more to be understood that the true God here is being referred to the God, as likely the John 17 verse 3 cannot be excluded. But this doesn't mean Jesus is not indeed God, as the John 17 verse 5 Jesus is imparting that he is the mind of the Father, which means origin or originator or creator, as referring to when the one of these says and now the man becomes like one of us, referring to the mind, word, the Christ before the as makes himself to become flesh also. So since this is ambiguous, it's better to go to other verses, as there are many verses that states Jesus is man, but as there are so many verses also that states that Jesus is God. But always remember if is to say Christ it is referring to the word, mind, the God that made to be man also by making it in one with the Messiah, meaning also if is to say Messiah it is specifically being referred to the man Jesus concerning Deuteronomy 18:15. So stop the intense dispute about 1 John 5 verse 20.